Friends, I am C. Nitin Pathak, founder president of Visakhapatnam Chapter Ahmedabad. I am today going to discuss on the subject of a very renowned case, National Herald, and basically our aim is to how the misinformation is going on, how Congress is taking, how BJP is taking, how. But here we have produced here with the simple facts and what would be the impact of how the judiciary takes it, how the ED, there are judiciary, there are administrative who collect the data and produce before judiciary, and what will happen to this case. And as an individual, there are so many misinformation is going on, which would make it clear, but it is not a non-political, it's a non-political discussion. This is a case against money laundering, Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, and National Herald case. We are giving the discussion on this subject. I am C. Nitin Pathak, founder president of Visakhapatnam Chapter Ahmedabad. We are running a chapter since 2019. ISACA is a worldwide organization which are running different courses called CISA, CISM, and all those courses. These are well recognized in India as well as abroad. It has got 46 branches. One of the branches is in Ahmedabad. We are ready to give you material. We are ready to guide you how to become CISA, CISM, CRIS, and all a lot of courses. And it's a very good this thing. Our many presentations are available on blog Nitin Pathak blogspot.com. Our YouTube channel is there. Our office is there. Our email ID and WhatsApp number is there. You can contact us through this. On 24th June 2022, Friday, 6:30 p.m., we are going to have a Zoom talk on cybersecurity by myself, C. Nitin Pathak. These are the password you just register and you can join for this free lectures. There are many presentation is available on blog. Today we are going to talk about national health case. We have collected the data through media, social media, web page, and other pages. We do not give the authenticity of the data collected. And we are not a political party. This is not a political statement, but this our purpose is to give a clarity of facts, timeline, and laws. These are the main purpose of our deliberation. Today, Rajiv Gandhi is called upon to give the statement. Today is Wednesday, and he has been called upon Monday, Tuesday, 2 days. And what would be the impact? He's been called under Section 50 of PMLA Act, and he's supposed to give the statement either in writing or orally, or he can produce some document. On the basis of this document would be produced before the magistrate. On the basis of that, magistrate would decide whether is guilty or non-guilty. So a media trial is not allowed. Media is giving their opinion. So people are saying that it is political vendetta. I'm not agreeing with that. It is a political vendetta. But of course, if any government official calls you, you just give the data. They are not the final authority to decide whether you are a culprit or not. So it is only evidence are gathered. Of course, justice are delayed in India. And we have given the clarification made by INC on the subject of this herald subject. Certain anomaly cannot be fathomed by us also because of our limitation. Subramanian Swamy of BJP, who is he has been highly prolific in digging and chasing the big cases like Ms. Jajarita, 2G scam, Rahul Sonia necessary issue, and many more schemes are being digged out and presented. He worked very hard, very religiously followed the cases. So Congress clarification on this case. The Congress says that Yak India was formed with the aim of charity, not for profit, and the transactions were not financial but not but in commercial nature. So what they're saying, Young India is established under Section 25 and charitable organization under company. So neither director nor anyone can get any money out of this charity company, and they cannot make out of profit. So they said that though they are doing some commercial activity, but they are not the whole undertaking YIL, which is in picture, the director is in picture, they are not liable to take away the profit in their own. This is the Congress clarification on the subject. What is the timeline? Subramanian Swamy collected the data, produced before the court as a private complaint, and he is also in 2019 collected more data and produced before the court. That why the game is not being there are 100 pages paper additionally is submitted to the court so that you can work on it. So this case was started in 1st August 2014. He took up the case to probe in any money laundering case was involved in it. Delhi High Court, they go to court that this is the case should be stopped. The inquiry should be stopped. Court should not take cognizance. The High Court says that and scrap the appeal of 7 accused, asking them to appear in person before trial court on December 9. High Court rejected that you just give, you will just get a bail. Just do not disappear, do not think that you don't need to appear. The whole facts of the case is such that it is not with the only not with Malafat invader. There are certain facts. Let the court decide. Okay. So trial is the High Court asked them to go to trial court. The Supreme Court, while granting exemption to the accused from personal appearance, denied the quashing of the precedent by Supreme Court also in 2016. There are certain documents which was required by Subramanian Swamy to establish the case because the whole case is on the basis of document available in the public domain. And certain documents are personal, which they ask the other party to submit, and which is available on the basis of this judgment. This is not a crime scene where there are a lot of simulation is done, trial is done, but this is only on work on documentation. The center has decided to end the perpetual lease evict AGL in Herald House, which is in Delhi, arguing that it will no more involved in publication. The central has decided उन्होंने इनको vacate करने के लिए बोला. They go to Supreme Court. Supreme Court says that you need not vacate as per in April 2019. The eviction is stopped for AGL in the Herald House, but same is permanently attached by ED in April 2019. ED attached 9-story building valued at 16.38 crore in Mumbai. Linked to this case, the agency alleges that the accused, including former Chief Minister Bhupender Singh Hooda and Congress Motilal Vora, used the proceeds of the crime, land allotted to AGL in Haryana and mortgage from Syndicate Bank, Delhi, to construct a house. This has been also attached by ED. The Swamy approach in February 2021 against the trial court scrapping his plea to lead the evidence to prosecute. So Swamy has asked for some documentation which they are supposed to provide. In April 2022, till now, right now, Congress leader Mallikarjun Kharge recorded a statement under PMLA Act. The same month, it was Congress Pawan Kumar statement was also rated because there were some transactions taken place between AGL and Young India. Okay. Now this is a timeline. Now I am going to talk about who is AGL, who is Young India, and what are the transactions which has happened. It is conducting the inquiry and focusing on money laundering case in the case of promoters, AGS shareholding, financial transaction and participation transaction taken place in AGS book at that point of time. We are not deliberating. We are not deliberating about political aspect, but legal and factual aspect, which we have collected from media. Parties involved: AJL. Who is AJL? Who is Young India? Who is INC? We do not say, but who are the seller of Young India? That is called Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi. Each hold 38% of Young India Limited, Young India Private Limited, and Motilal Vora and Oscar Fernandez hold 12% each. They are very close to Rahul Gandhi family, sir. What is AJL? AJL was established before independence in 1937. It is an unlisted public company. The purpose of when it was established, because of Quit India movement, there were no public press available because of British rule, and they have made an Associate General to make it a public available with this newspaper. It has a register office in Delhi. It has got a share capital of 2,000, preferential share of 100 each, and 30,000 ordinary shares of 10 each. On 29th September, they have got 1,057 solar. Motilal Vora was the chairman. They were running 3 daily newspaper: National Herald in English, Khawami Awaz in Urdu, and Navjivan in Hindi. They were making losses in few years. They have a set around 50,000 crore. The crores are not important. Some people say 20,000, some people say 50,000 crore. But they have borrowed money. They have been substantially expanded, supported by INC Congress with their money, and they have decided to close one fine morning, and they want to pay off the debt. They come with the Young India. They said the liability would be taken over by Young India, and all the assets and liabilities are taken over by AJL. 90,000 crore, which INC wants, is transferred to Young India, and Young India will become the owner of this AJL. This is how the transaction took place. Now let me talk about what is Young India Private Limited, which was established as limited by guarantee, established in November 2010. As per Rahul Gandhi, it was a not-profit organization but having some commercial operation. It has a capital of 5 lakh, registered office in Delhi, 38% by Rahul and Sonia ji, and Motilal Vora and Oscar Fernandez holding 12 each. They have got Rahul Gandhi is an appointment director. Sonia Gandhi ji is also director. Suman Dubey and Sambit Rode are also in the list of directors. Their main object is to promote youth. This was the object of the Young India, not to run the press. This was written in object clause. The INC over a period of time given 90 crores to AJL. Young India Private bought AGL by AGL को AGL का जो 90 crores है उसका payment now AGL ने AG whatever amount which AGL has to for 90 crores to INC, they said you don't have to pay now, we will pay Young India, and in that Young India took over the liability of from INC. AGL does not have to pay to INC, but now Young India has to pay. But in turn, Young India has converted all these 90 crore into their 9 crore equity share of which 10 each. The market value of AGL, if you look at the market value of the assets and liability, it would have been like in normal case, if somebody has to claim the debt, say if I have to take a 90 crore from X company, which has got an asset of 10,000 crore, I would go to liquidator and ask them that let the company be liquidated, give me my money back. Instead of that, the whole acquisition is like this. This liability has been settled with INC for 50 lakh rupees. 50 lakh rupees is also not paid by Young India. They have borrowed from some company. That dot company is given 1 crore. Out of that, 50 lakh is given to INC, and 50 lakh is this. These are all public hearing. But these are the transactions which are being uh, ED has summoned the dot com person, and he has given the reason why they have paid the money to him. But in the books of Young India, it has been showed as non-interest bearing loan. So, which is a very dicey this thing. That's why YIR is in trouble. The way they have handled the AGL issue, when AGL has so much assets, they should not have done something which is not required to be done, not as per law. No one is above law. Loan by INC to AGL, Young India bought AGL 9,009 crores. So even they don't bother to contact AGL's other shareholders because there are 1,030, there is 1,000 something shareholders. They need to be asked when the right issue is given to someone. So these are the anomaly which has been for AGL meeting is though it is called on paper. Many AGL shareholders have complained that they have not received the notices. Property transfer to this thing, swapping 90 crores. Certain entries in the books of AGL are also under the radar of ED, and they are also being inquired. Wire borrowed from .com is also in problem. What are the law involves? Company law, fraud, and land grabbing of AGL. Shareholders of AGL were not considered not taken into confidence. Money laundering, Section 13A of income tax, because while filing the return of income tax of Rahul Gandhi, they have not shown the shares held by Rahul Gandhi ji in Young India Limited. They are supposed to be. You should also show where is your director. That is also not shown. That case is also pending. And one more case is Section 29A to C of Representative of People Act 1951, where they said any political organization cannot give a loan for commercial purpose. Here they have given for commercial purpose, and which is being well established that Young India, though was a non-profit organization, non-profit making company, but they have done the other way around. So these are the way things are moving. So in crux, 90 crore INC, there are so many 20,000 crores or 50,000 crore asset which with AGL has been taken away by YL because now it becomes this wholly owned. They have got a full control. 38, 38 and 12 is being held by the company. So AGL's crores of rupees asset is been in. INC is not taken into confidence. So these are the law breaches by them. Even they borrowed money with a nil rate of interest. On 1st November 2012, Subramanian Swamy filed a private complaint in court. Private complaint in court in Delhi, alleging that both Sonia and Rahul Gandhi have committed a fraud and land grabbing of 16 billion by acquiring public limited company called AJL through their own private company, Young India. Subramanian Swamy also claimed that those through this fraud, they got the publication right of National Herald and Qawmi Awaz newspaper with real estate property was in Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Indore, Bombay, because at that time it was a national movement going on. Because of that, many lands were given for the purpose of running this running this publication. He alleged that the acquired property were given by the government only for the purpose of publishing newspaper, but were used for running a passport office with rental income into millions of rupees. So these are the specific wrongdoing by Subramanian Swamy. His complaint in court further alleged 26 February 2000 AGL approved the transfer of unsecured 90 crores from All India Congress Committee to zero interest with all 9 crore companies at 10 rupees share. The market value of this is Swamy is something different. Swamy argued that illegal for a political party to lend money for commercial purpose. That is Section 29A to C of the Companies Act and Income Tax Act also. The court finally observed that the prima facie evidence against all the accused was found. Metropolitan Judge Gomti Manocha summoned Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Motilal Oswal, Oscar Fernandez, Suman Dubey, Sam Pitra to appear in court on 7th August 2014. She said that, according to the evidence so far, this is into inverted comma, the words of Metropolitan Magistrate. It appears that YL was in fact created a sham or a clock to convert public company to personal use to acquire control of 20 billion worth of rupees of AGL assets. The court had noted that all accused persons had allegedly acted in concert with each other to achieve the nefarious purpose and design. So this was the judge's statement on the basis of record available with them. AGL shareholder cry for foul play. AGL shareholders, the descendant of freedom fighter, including former Law Minister Shanti Bhushan and former High Court Chief Justice Markande Ketji, alleged that they had no clue, neither were sent notice when even Young India acquired AGL and that the shares held by their father were automatically transferred without their permission. So some of the 1,000 shareholders which were on the day AGL were converted, shares transferred to YIL, they said that they still have not been given the information about that. What is the current status of these cases which is going on? Supreme Court allowed the Income Tax Department to reassess 2011-12 for tax filing of Rahul Gandhi. Even the Congress did await a court verdict on the legality of the issue. The the top court, however, restrained the department from taking any action against Kausal and his mother until January 8, 2009, which was the next hearing. The enforcement director permanently attached the property of 64 crores of National Herald case in May 2019. Many properties have been attached. With this, any anomaly which you find it, you can email me, you can WhatsApp me. We would like to answer. More PPT presentation available on blog on Nitin Pathak. Please subscribe to our channel. Any question? Thank you very much.